Right, 1662, good luck. Challenge for the centre. Wow, 6,000 games for my opponent. That's a lot. So someone who specialises in rapid chess, which I don't do. I played many years classical chess in my younger days though, but I don't really play rapid very much online. He's almost like, not quite pre-moving, but playing really quickly. But it is 10 minutes, so you don't need to do that. I think I'm going to push there. And then obviously here, otherwise there's a potential threat coming. I mean, he could ignore it and do that anyway, although maybe right now I can just take. There's a check depending on what he does, where he puts his knight to. Perfectly fine balanced position right now, though. If I do this, then he's likely to do this at some point. Now I can check, he can drop back, he can block. I can just go here and hit the pawn. And there's a risk he takes here. So I'm just going to go here now, just so I don't forget about this. It's very easily done in any game. You just forget something. Challenge the bishop. Oh, he did take. I thought he was going to drop back. So I'm looking at queen up now just to gently pressure the pawn. I think he's going to castle that side. Now, if he lets me take, is it actually a poisoned pawn? I don't think it is. So I'm going to go there and then just try and castle. Yeah, he's pushed the pawn up. I don't think it's worth a check here. No, I'm just going to castle. If I do this, so it's very committal. I'm just going to develop the bishop. Yeah, he's playing them really quickly, isn't he? This bishop feels a little bit misplaced here. I'm going to push this pawn, maybe drop back and try and push this one as well. Actually, maybe come right back, just in case he tries to fly down. Oh, he's done that, but that's a free pawn, right? So he's maybe wanting to deliberately sack to open things up, but I think I should take it. Yeah, the way he's played that and the speed he's played it suggests he's done it deliberately there. Obviously, he's strong enough to know what he's doing. Now e5 becomes more tempting if I can get it in, just to reinforce this. I guess it does allow knight around the angle, so knight up I'm not sure. I can push, I can guard this, but it's weakening my knight. Oops. If I do this to protect the pawn chain, it opens up this, but it feels like a natural move to do, and to put the bishop maybe where the knight is. Yeah. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I might bring the knight this side. I want the bishop on this diagonal, just before I think about pushing this pawn. Try not to get my queen trapped though. Like if his king moves at some point, the rook can come along. Knight's gone there, so does that just allow queen back? There's no knight check. So that just leaves him in a pin. So surely I go here, just leave him in a pin. He might have to do something like this to guard the knight. I'm threatening to push. So if I push now, does that simply win a piece? If he moves the knight anywhere, I can take the queen. The knight can't guard the queen. He can't move with a check. So I think it just wins a piece. So if I go here, yeah. I think he's just blundered. I think he has, just playing too quickly. So now it makes sense to trade everything, force the queen off the board. We're up a lot of material. Yeah, he's just played this too quickly. So it makes sense to get the rook on a dark square, reinforce this structure. You know, take my time, not do anything too fast. But we're up a clean knight now. Now I can do this and this, or I can obviously just take. I can even knight check first. Actually, knight check first just wins a pawn. He can't guard the pawn, because the bishop covers the light squares. So I might as well do something like this. Oh well, I can take another one he can't take back. Again, I've got to be sensible and not try and play too quickly myself, but now I can check here and get the bishop off the board. Yeah, everything should be winning here, but I'm... Ooh. Again, he's just moved way too quickly. Now my knight's planted. So I just have to avoid sloppy blunders here, like maybe here and here. Make sure the king's got a square. So here, give the king a square, just so there's no doubling up of the rooks. Don't just grab the pawn there whilst these are vulnerable to a rook coming across. Yeah, this is an example of a game where my opponent's just basically simply played too quickly. Perfectly capable player, just playing too quickly. And now I want to do this to reinforce the pawn structure. Activate a rook. I'm quite happy for my opponent to play rook across and then challenge it. He has got pawn down, so just got to still pay attention. If I go here, he's going to have to drop back, right? King across looks sensible. I'm going to play king across just because he's got this move. Then I can maybe start advancing. I want to do this before I think of taking the pawn, otherwise it might let his rook in. And it's just taking an unnecessary risk. So now I can take and he can go across, but I'm still doing this first. Now I am threatening to take. So now I'll start activating the rook. And I'll challenge with this file as well. So he has come forward, so I see no reason not to take that. Actually, get the cursor off the board there just so I can't do an accidental mouse slip. So the rook's gone across, so the rook must be close to being trapped now. So king up just to guard the pawn looks sensible. Then a move like bishop up. Bishop here, and I don't see anywhere for the rook to run without taking the knight, for instance. So bishop up is a big threat. He doesn't have rook across, I just take that. Okay, so bishop up is my candidate move, and I think you'll have to give up the rook. I don't see anything playable, so I'm just going to go here. That's a safe pre-move if he plays rook takes, which he's done. Okay, so I can grab a pawn and then just plant the bishop, but I can let him take there, then I've got rook check. So I'm going to let him do that, which he's done, just playing very quickly, so now we can get the rook off the board. And now everything should be winning, I just have to avoid a stalemate here now. So hit the pawns, and we get the win, so a very good game.